Lions coach mentioned last week after the Virginia game that there were some little bit of tweaks made on getting Marshawn involved, kind of involving your playmakers more. What do you see now that Malik is back that you guys can use from, obviously Brock and Malik are different, but what can you use from that game to maybe get some more help from Malik now that he's back?
Yeah, I thought it was an excellent job just in two ways. One, putting the game plan together. I thought we did an excellent job as a staff, finding different ways to formate and get our playmakers in position to get the football and make plays. I thought we did a much better job doing that this week. I think that showed on Saturday in the Virginia game. And then the blueprint, which Coach Sapp just mentioned, was a clean game. We stayed on track. We stayed ahead of the sticks. We took what the defense gave us and really executed well from a player standpoint. So it really took all of us, to have a great game plan. And so you carry that forward, that blueprint. Even though Pitt's defense is different, carrying that blueprint forward in the ways that we utilized our personnel.
Thanks. Can you speak to the offensive line and what Scott was talking about? That game was clean without having a tackle for a loss. This is a challenge this week for them, but they've really played better each week, it seems like.
Yeah, I tell you, they're playing at a really high level right now, and we have multiple guys rotating in that offensive line. It's not just the starting five, but we also have, 2 or 3 other guys that come in and play, significant minutes for us. I think that they are coming off the ball, establishing a new line of scrimmage, really playing physical at the point of attack, protecting the quarterback well. I was excited to see, how we played in the Virginia game, not giving up any sacks, no tackles for loss. And so, that's going to continue to be our standard each and every week, no matter who we play. And it's a great challenge this week with Pitt. They're very tough, physical front seven, present some problems for you up front. But really proud of those guys and how they're playing. What they've done the last couple of weeks.
Lance, you mentioned the improvement in a game plan for Virginia, and talking to Scott a little bit about some of the adjustments he made with involvement. What did you see or like that you guys did as an offensive staff leading Virginia that you would like to see carry over the rest of the season?
Yeah, so, as I mentioned last week, we always, collaborate, do it together, put the game plan together in game. We talk about adjustments, next plays up. Hey, what's the defense giving us? How do we want to attack it? What are our complementary plays that we want to get to or set up the next set of plays? And so I just thought that, overall, we have done that each and every week, but I think as a new staff with some new pieces, we're just getting to know each other really well, and I think that bond and gel is, just starting to gel as a unit and as a staff. And so I think that's what showed up in Virginia. As a coaching staff, sometimes you have to get to know each other as well, and so I just think that the way that we put the game plan together, knowing not only how we gel, but also, how we can get our playmakers involved, getting Marshawn the ball, trying to get, Tyler Hudson mixed in early and often, getting some of those, younger receivers involved, I think was a great job.
Whatever staff you've been on in your career, recruiting has to happen during the season. This is a time when other schools are trying to pluck guys that are committed. Can you just kind of talk about the momentum you guys have had and what you kind of heard on the road last week with some guys you saw?
Yeah, obviously really excited about what we're doing in recruiting, about this class that we're putting together and what we built. Coach Sapp has mentioned it with this group. It's really about relationships. We have built really great relationships with this class, not only them, but their families, their coaches. And so I think when you build long-lasting, meaningful, real relationships, you get to know the person and they get to know you, and so not only are they committed and want to come here because of the University of Louisville, but they also love the people that are here, and it's always about the people. And so I think that those were the things that we continued to hear on the road this week, and again, just a lot of excitement for a bunch of those guys that are going to be starting here soon when we get to January.
Coach said Jalen was back. As far as that running back room, you got different guys you can pick from. What does he bring, though? Being a guy that's had a lot of carries in the last 2 years, what does he bring that maybe some of the other guys don't?
Yeah, Jalen brings experience, toughness. He's a very physical back, and so I think all of those add value to our room, and he's a valuable piece of what we're doing in that room, just like all of those guys. I mean, it's a very competitive group, and really each one of those guys has brought something different, and I've loved the way that each one of them have taken advantage of their opportunity when they've gotten their chance.
And so you mentioned just a minute ago about the coaching staff gelling and kind of learning how to do that. You think about that with players, but maybe not necessarily the coaching staff. What has that process been like of getting to know one another? And, like you mentioned, you guys do have good collaboration, but getting to that point of being able to effectively communicate with one another.
Yeah, I think it just takes time, just like any relationship that you cultivate and you build, you have to get to know the other person, they have to get to know you, and that takes time, especially when you don't have opportunities, until it gets to be, live bullets in games. And so, I think that's been a process that we've always gotten along, and it's always been great communication and back and forth dialogue. And really, I think the biggest thing in that room is there is no ego. It's not my play, your play, Sat's play. It's how do we get the best play and also put our players in the best position to make plays on Saturday. And ultimately, it doesn't matter whose idea or whose play it is. We want to find the best way to get that done.
Thanks.
Thanks.